Welcome to this edition of Book Buzz. I'm Laura Johnston, and if you have been joining us for the month of April, you know that we are discussing the book Vivid Vision by Cameron Herold. If you haven't had a chance to pick this up yet, I seriously recommend you do. I have really enjoyed working through this book over the last month and getting really clear on my vivid vision. So I left my vivid vision available for you to see in the background. I went off into a quiet place where I spent time really thinking, jotting down notes. I went to the beach, actually, Folly Beach in South Carolina, and just got visionary, right? Got out of my normal space, got out of my normal headspace, and started really thinking about the things that I care about and what I want to accomplish in this organization. So when I came up with all the different words that I came up with, there's the big words, right? The big concepts, but then break down each concept with 5 or 6 bullet points. Once you've really dug into all the parts, like what you want it to look like for you, what you want it to look like for your customers, what you want it to look like for your vendors, what you want it to look like for obviously your clients and your customers, but your employees and just every facet of the organization. When I say your employees, you have to get really specific into each one of your departments and what you want for them. Now, this isn't the how-to part. This is just getting visionary and where you want to be in a 3-year period. So why have a vivid vision in the first place? Obviously, this is something that we all basically aspire to. That's why we do things like mission statements and value boards and whatnot, is because we really do want to create clear pictures. But oftentimes, we're not clear enough about where we're going or where we want to be in a set period of time. So he recommends a 3-year period. And he recommends just really trying to get rid of the confusion in the vision part first, right? And so that everybody in the organization can be moving in the same direction and at the same pace. And then the thing that's really cool about it is when you get this really dialed in, it helps people to be decision makers. You're not having to micromanage your team. You give them the power to act. And that I love, because I feel like it's really easy to get into a micromanaging place because you feel you have to, simply because there's not a lot of clarity on what we should be doing, what our priorities are, and where we want to get. So section 2 of this, once you've done this mind mapping part, then you get into creating it into sentence structure, into copy that can be paragraphs that people can read. And if that is not your strong suit, Cameron recommends going out and getting a copywriter, somebody who really excels at putting your vision into words that people can read and understand. Once you have this beautiful document, right, where it now encompasses all of your thoughts of where you're going, then it's time in section part 3 to roll it out. And so he recommends rolling it out to internally first. So sharing with your whole team, you read it together. It's a group effort to really get clear on all of its content. And he actually has each member of the team read parts of it, and so that you're really engaged, paying attention. And this is not a time, however, for a discussion about it. It's simply a time for them to see, hear, and feel your thoughts about the vision of the company. After about a quarter, you are then encouraged to share it externally. So to your clients, of course, to your potential clients, to your vendors, to your friends and family, to anyone who is rooting for your organization to do something amazing or who wants to be a part of it. One of the stories that he shared that I thought was amazing was one of the suppliers of a company he was working for was just so appreciated getting this vivid vision document because it had an impact on him as well. He's like, wow, I really appreciate you sharing this with me. If I hadn't read this, I don't know that I would have been prepared to be able to meet your needs. And so it gave him the opportunity to make adjustments in his own company and his own vivid vision, and how he could be a part and not just be a supplier, but be a part of the big vision. Also to potential employees, as you're building your team, when you can share this document of where you're going, it helps those who are applying in your company to know immediately whether or not this is an organization they want to be a part of or not. And then chapter 4, or part 4, excuse me, is all about, once you get to this place, right? It's this up until this point, it hasn't been anything about the how. It's just been about the vision of where we want to be. And then, so the how is then reverse engineering the vision into chunks of time and the who's in your organization. And that's what your team is for, right? If you don't have a team, then you're so clear on what you need in order to make it happen, and the people that you need to make all of these bits and pieces come to fruition. It's really important, the vivid vision is a tool like a shovel, and just as a shovel can't dig a hole unless you pick it up and use it. So of course, it does no good to create a mission statement, a value statement, a vivid vision, any of these things, if you're not, checking on it on a regular basis and making sure that it is a tool in your progress for your organization. Can I tell you how much I love this book? Go out and buy it if you haven't done it already. And really map out your next 3 years. Then in the last part, he shares with how you can incorporate it into your personal life, how to, and I've already started that. Like up in my part, I got really clear on what I wanted my personal life to look like, because that impacts my role in my organization, what people I need to fulfill some of the responsibilities that I'm doing. So I've already kind of started incorporating that. But yeah, so please, in the comments, if you have any thoughts, if you've read it, great. I'd love your words on it. If you haven't and you plan to, let me know where you're at in your journey of creating a vivid vision for your organization and how that is going. I would love to hear. We will be rolling out a new book next month. Next Thursday, we will be into May. And so we will start a new book. We'll share with you what we are reading next Thursday. So stay tuned and join us for that rollout. So yeah, this is something we'll do every Thursday live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and to YouTube. So I look forward to seeing you. Have an amazing rest of your week and your weekend.